Yo, peace and blessings, family. My name is Ashton Stevens, formerly known as Ashton Martin, and if you know me, you know it's AME. Today I'm going to be speaking on grief. Now, before I start this, I want to make a disclaimer. I am in no way, shape, form a therapist or a counselor when it comes to dealing with grief. I'm just here to tell my personal experience, and if it helps you in any way, shape, form, my goal is fulfilled with this video, to be honest with you. I feel like this is something, if not all of us, a lot of us have dealt with, or either dealing with or deal with. You know what I'm saying? My second disclaimer I want to give on this video: my faith is in Christ Jesus. So with that being said, anything that I say based on my experiences, just know all of this is through him. None of this is possible without the Holy Spirit. I want to make that clear. That's my belief. That's what I believe in. That's who I believe in. And that's who I know helped me and is helping me through this process. So let's get into it. So what I'm speaking on today is just my personal experience with grief. I'll say since I was a kid, we've all lost people, but specifically, I'll say since 2020, 2019-ish, up until now, I've lost someone important in my life almost every single year. Whether it's grandparents, whether it's miscarriages, whether it's people that are like siblings to me, or whether it's like family members that are close to me. You know what I'm saying? So I've dealt with that process within these last few years. In the beginning, I'll say like 2020, I dealt with it in a negative way. I've turned to drugs, I've turned to alcohol, I've turned to sex, all of that, to deal with it. I've shut everybody off before. I've damaged myself. You know what I'm saying? I damaged people around me. You know how, the saying, hurt people hurt people. It's like I say in my song, But I can tell you that process never works. Never helped me personally. It only dug me deeper into the hole that I was already digging myself in. And it makes it just as hard to get out of that hole. So as of late, I recently lost a cousin, and it's crazy. Today is actually his birthday that I'm recording this video, and I'm saying that because I actually had an experience today. When I first went through this day, I knew it was his birthday, but grief has a way of sneaking up on you. You know what I'm saying? So talking to some family members, seeing the post that I see about him, I'm seeing it, and I'm like, yeah, that's what's up. Happy heavenly birthday, fam. And then like I'm good though. I'm good. I get to driving on the road, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times when I'm driving, I'm either praying, or I'm listening to music, or I'm listening to some unreleased music. Usually when I'm listening to unreleased music, it's either I'm trying to finish the song, or listening for the mix in the song, or if I'm putting a project together, I'm kind of listening for the theme and seeing like coming up with syncing ideas of where I may think this song would fit in order of the project. And that's particularly what I was doing today. I'm working on a project set to release next month. It's gonna be called Dirt Road Diaries. All fitting, you know what I'm saying, because this is where all my family come from, in this specific part of Jerusalem and Mariana. You know what I'm saying? It's dirt road, you know what I'm saying? And this is me going back into this process as well, going back to my roots, going back to the Florida sound, etc, etc, etc. But I'm listening to this project, I'm sliding, you know what I'm saying, driving, riding good, full blast, full volume, and all of a sudden, mind you, I told you I've been good all day, I just see my cousin sitting in the passenger side and reacting how he would react. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what we used to do. We used to drive and listen to our music, He was an artist as well, so we'll be listening to his music, listen to my music, listen to music that we had together. And even though he was an artist, he was a very big supporter of my music. Very, very, very huge supporter of my music. And you know, he always dissected very heavily. And so I would love playing him my unreleased songs. It's for that reason. So I see him over in my passenger side. He's listening, he's doing his hand gestures how he would usually do. He's smiling ear to ear. And you know, he like, man, it's hard, fam. And I just broke down then and there, you know. I say that to say that's how grief hits you though. It be the times when you least suspect it. It may be a memory that comes up, but it's always something that just triggers, and then it's like from there it's just like boom. The thing I've learned in my experience is when these triggers come to really, first of all, I don't run away from it. I used to do that, and I think that's what kind of digs you deeper in your hole. I feel what I feel at the moment. I acknowledge what I feel at the moment. I take it in, I give it to God, and then I dwell on it. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, from there, you know, it varies after that. You know what I'm saying? Because another thing I used to do is kind of just work my way through it, what some people would say. And that's not healthy either. You know what I'm saying? I kind of dive myself into my work, or dive myself into doing something and keeping myself busy. But I think it's important to really feel the emotions that you're feeling at the moment and take some time to really feel those emotions. But with that, I feel like the issue comes when we dwell too long. If you find yourself dwelling over long periods of time in grief, understand that that is an issue. It's okay. Grief is natural. You know what I'm saying? We all gonna deal with it. And I know a lot of people say getting over it. I don't necessarily believe that it's a way to get over it. I don't necessarily believe that you're gonna heal past to the point where it's no longer have no type of effect on you. I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? It's no way to get over it. It's no way to get past it. It's an understanding that this is a part of life and we're all gonna experience it. If you haven't experienced it, you're gonna experience it. And you know, the longer you live on this earth, you're gonna continue to experience it. My grandpa always told me, like, and mind you, this was like a 90-something-year-old man at this point. Either you're gonna live old enough to watch everybody around you pass, or you're gonna, you know, pass young enough than them. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go before them. One or the other. It's one thing on this earth that we all gonna see one day. Whether first person or, you know, from another view. But I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. This is my main point that really helped me. When I find myself dwelling, and I know I can tell when I'm dwelling too long. You know, I can tell when I've been in that space and been lingering in that space for too long, and it's affecting the people around me. It's affecting what I'm doing. It's affecting everything around me. What helps me is I think about the person, right? And I picture them right here with me. And I think about if they were to see me in this state right now, longer, like, mind you, dwelling in this state, how would it make them feel? Would they want me to stay in this state? Would they want me to continue to sit here and be stuck in this point right here? Or would they want me to continue with my life? And I guarantee you, 10 times out of 10, when you think about it, you're gonna think that, yeah, this person will want me to continue. This person will want me to keep pushing. This person will want me to keep just keep going. If not even for my sake, even if I don't feel like it, it's just that helps me. You know what I'm saying? That this person would not want them to be the reason that causes a halt in my life. And I know guilt can come in. I know it can feel selfish, but in all reality, that's the truth. We are dictators of our own life, not other people's life. You know what I'm saying? And that guilt comes from feeling like, oh, I need to, oh, if I could have did this, if I could have did that, X, Y, like, that's guilt, bro. In reality, like I said, I believe in God, and I believe that everything happens for a reason. And I believe that he is the author and the finisher of this book that we call life. So no matter what you would have done in any of these moments, you wouldn't have been able to help these situations. Trust me. And that's what brings me peace. That's what brings me ease. And then I just think about how that person would feel if they see me right now. How would they feel right now? You know? So yeah. Everybody that's in this process, going through this process, have went through this process, I pray encouragement for you. You know what I'm saying? Look, it's a process. I'm not fully healed from every situation like this that I've went through. But I can tell you it is a day-by-day thing, and I can tell you these things definitely help me. So I just pray that we find healthy ways to release, you know, therapeutic ways. And yeah, I think that's my goal. That's my purpose with this. If you ever need somebody to talk to, feel free to reach out. If you have any advice, please drop it in the comments. Please share this with somebody. You do not know how much this can help someone, you know, especially if you have personally went through some of these things. So if you're watching and you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you checking out. I've been having convos with some of my folks, and I'm gonna do my best to kind of continue these videos and keep these going. I don't know what this is gonna turn into. I don't know how long, you know, what even every subject matter is gonna be on. You know, it's kind of like I say, I just want to be myself at this point and get my life, you know, tell my story. And I appreciate everybody that's been tuning in, tapping in, and supporting.
Look, they chasing attention, not the Benjis, that's the real problem. The harder I grind, the more I care less how they feel about it. I'm still about it, even if I got to bless your homie. Been through the test, the reason why I got a testimony. Eminem, the many men, I used to lose myself. Open my eyes and realize I ain't gotta prove myself.